Alright, yo, what's going on, Splitmind? It is your boy Q, and I'm finally back again with another video for you guys. So before we get started with anything, I just want to go over a few things with you guys. First of all, make sure you follow me on Instagram at QuintonBobbit and Twitter. Those are my most active and used social media, so if you guys are ever trying to get in contact with me or send me loops or anything like that, that's the place you're going to want to go. And then we also got some breaking news. Your boy has finally dropped his multi-kit Full Circle. It's finally out now, and if you actually head over to Drumify, you can grab it right now. But you're going to see that price, and you're probably going to be like, but hear me out. The reason it's actually priced like that is because the kit is a multi-kit, like I said before. But what it is actually my drum kit, loop kit, and one-shot kit all put together. And then there's also a bunch of little stuff just sprinkled in between. Like there's some FL Studio presets that you can use for your melodies, your hi-hats. I believe there's a master one in there and a bunch more. There's a bunch of MIDI in there, and there's just a bunch of other stuff that you can use to make beats. And the goal for this kit was for you to just be able to be in a studio. An artist is like, hey, can you pull up a beat or make one scratch for me right now? And you can do that in literally 5 minutes. But if you guys can't cop the multi-kit, because I get it, it is a little pricey, you could always cop the drum kit, the one-shot kit, or the loop kit by itself. The drum kit is called Euphoria, the one-shot kit is called Deserted, and the loop kit is called Arcane. But I'm not a salesman, you guys are not here to hear me talk about that, so let's jump into FL Studio and make a beat. In today's video, I'm actually going to be showing you guys how to make a beat like WHEEZY, kind of like something for like Slime Language 2, anything you'd hear like Young Thug, Gunna, and any of those artists like that. Let's do it. Alright, so as you can see, we got FL Studio pulled up right here, and I already loaded up Analog Lab because I think I'm going to try and pick a sound out of there. First thing we're going to do is just set up BPM. So I'm probably thinking something like around 120, but we're just going to tap it in. Perfect. Alright, now we're going to go into Analog Lab, and we're just going to try and find a sound. So the way I'm finding this sound is I just activated the piano keyboard, which you could use like your actual keyboard to play sounds. So we're just going to go into some of my banks. See if we can find something cool here. Alright, so I actually like this a lot. So what we're going to do here is go into the piano roll. We're going to pull down this menu right here. Go to view, scale highlighting. And right here, you can pick your scale. And basically what this does is it blacks out all the notes that will be out of key for that scale. So for example, if we go back into this little menu right here, scale highlighting, and say we go to C minor. So what this will do is it'll have your root note right here, C, and all the notes that are blacked out are out of the scale. And you can see these notes right here are actually in the scale. So this is just my preferred method of creating melodies, just because I don't really know music theory that well. You really don't need to if you turn this on. So now what we're going to do is just create some triads and just make a little melody. We're going to make a triad, especially when you have the scale highlighting on. All you do is, since we're in C minor, C is our root note, so we're going to start at C. Then you go skip one note in the scale, go to the next. Skip another note in the scale, go to the next. Boom, now you have a triad. Something I like to do is bring this middle note up an octave, just kind of makes the melody sound a little brighter and fuller. So let's see how this triad actually sounds. Bring these bass notes down. Cool, so I routed that to a mixer track, and we're just going to pull up an EQ and just EQ it a little bit. We don't really have to do too much of that sound. It's already pretty full, and I'm liking how it sounds. So we're just going to duplicate that Analog Lab and see if we can find like a cool lead or just something to add up on top. I think I like this one right here. Let's see if we can do something cool with this. This actually works really good as a bass, so I'm just going to keep it like that. We're going to duplicate that again, just see if we could add some more sounds on top of that. I'm just using this bank right here in Analog Lab called Look Mom I Could Fly. Honestly, we got who made this. Not really too sure, but shout out Jacob. Get that over. And then, yeah, let's just clone that again and find some more sounds. I mean, we're just going to keep this going until it sounds like a full melody. All right, so let's switch up the bank here. Let's try this one right here. Honestly, at this point, I think that's all we need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 3 sounds and I'm going to route them to this bus right here. So basically how you do that is you select all 3. You right click this button down here, click to route this track only. What we're going to do is just take an EQ and pull out all that low end just in case, but we don't even have any in there. Alright, so now what we're going to do is just start on the drums. So like I said, I'm going to be using my drum kit. It's called Euphoria. It's part of the Full Circle multi-kit, or you can grab it by itself. Just go to drumify.com/producer/Quentin-Bobbit. You can find all my kits there. So first thing I'm going to do is grab a clap like this one right here. So we're going to just use this default MIDI pattern, and it is actually 8 bars, so we're going to bring it down to 4, and I'm going to bring the clap down 2 semitones just to make it a little darker. We're going to grab a hi-hat. There's one called click, but we're just going to bring that out knob up a tad and boost it. Then we're going to hit fill each 2 steps. We're also going to turn that bass off because we don't need that anymore. We're just going to make some rolls in the hi-hat. Yeah, so I like that. So I'm going to duplicate that over 2 bars, and then we're just going to change the second half of it up a little bit. Actually going to go to 1/6 step, and we're going to add a hi-hat right here and just bring the velocity down. You know what, we actually might go to 1/3 of the step. Okay, center here. Alright, now we're just going to try and add some lower velocity notes. Alright, yeah, so I'm liking that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to route these 2 to the mixer tracks. And what I'm going to do is for this hi-hat, we're going to use one of the FL Studio track slates that you can use that are in my multi-kit. So I'm going to show you guys what the hi-hat one sounds like. Basically, it just adds like this little reverse effect, and it just makes it super bouncy. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is just add a snare. Grab 2 right here. Alright, cool. Then let's do a hi-hat. Do this one right here on the first beat. And we'll add this one in. And then we're just going to route these to the mixer track as well. And for this second hi-hat, what we're going to do is just add a whole lot of reverb to it, so it sits way in the mix. Bring that down. Try a little something like this too. And we're just going to route that to a mix track and also drench that in reverb. Let it sit down in the mix a bit. Alright, so now it is time for my favorite part, which is the 808. So we're probably going to start with this one. Oh, we might use something else. Let's see. So I'm going to just cut itself, and then I'm going to turn it up all the way and go in the piano roll. And we're just going to follow the root note of the pattern. We already know because we actually made this melody. C to G sharp, I believe. And then where we go to B sharp. So before I do anything else, I want to do like these cool 808 pauses. So what we're going to do is go to the envelope settings of the 808. We get a square like this, and this just makes it so the 808 only plays for as long as the note is held. We're going to go back to the piano roll. I'm going to hit Control L. That means legato. That'll bring it over to each other note. We're going to do some 808 pauses here. I'm doing like these little triplet patterns right here too. These are fun. Bring the velocity down a tad bit. And let's duplicate that over twice. Yeah, I like this a lot. I brought this 808 to mix track 9. Cool, so I like this a lot. But before we do anything, what I like to do is just test a few different 808s just to make sure we don't have a different 808 that might sound better. I think what I'm actually going to do is an 808 switch. So I'm going to clone this 808 and then we're going to bring this one into the second 808. Copy the pattern over. And then now we can just do an 808 switch for like when the verse comes in. Cool, so yeah, that's pretty much it. So now what we're going to do is just arrange this beat. So we're going to split by channel. Bring all the sounds into the actual channel. And we're going to make sure they are 4 bars long. And then we're just going to duplicate this over a bunch. For the beginning, what we're going to do is just take out all of the drums. We'll have it go like this, and then for that first drop, we're going to take this analog lab part out. We're going to have it drop with the spins 808. So we got this little transition right here. Take the hi-hat out. Cool, and then for the verse right here, just transition sounds like this. And I'm thinking we do like a second half of the verse where we have basically the same thing, but what we're going to do here is we're going to go to that bus that we made where all the sounds from the melody are going. And we're going to add this plugin by Waves called Sound Shifter. And we're just going to bring everything down an octave. Basically looks like this. Ooh, so let's actually hear how that sounds. We'll go from the transition to this. Or sounds like this. And then basically what we do is we right click on this mix button right here. Go to create automation clip and we'll have it so it just comes in right there. And I actually like this too in the beginning. In the intro, we'll have it like fade out. And it sounds like this. Ooh. See. Cool, and that's pretty much the whole beat right there. All we would do is just duplicate this over twice. Actually, just one time. Yeah, and then we have the whole beat. So let's render it out and do a little freestyle. We's gonna kill you for this one. Woo! Yeah. Diamond gon' shine on the beat, yeah. She wanna fly on the beat, yeah. I wanna fly on the beat, yeah. I'm gonna fly on the beat, yeah. I'm gonna fly on the beat. I'm about fly on the beat, yeah. I put like 7 little diamonds on my wrist. I got this bitch, sucking my dick in the back of the Maybach. She wanna ride with me, but I said, bitch, you lay back. You cannot fuck with me, and I might have to fly back. Slime in the sled when I ride with a bag in the bag. Slime with the sled when I ride in the bag in the Maybach. I don't give a fuck. I put it on big when I ride through the shit. Yeah, I pull that Bentley truck right out the line with the 300 cash in me. Yeah, diamond on the wrist with a motherfucker slime my shit, no slime my sled. Shit, I white little nose, got a stick in the back of the coupe, and I'm riding with a top down. She wanna fuck with me, I don't wanna kick with no fuck with a bag down. Yeah, bad little beat. She sucking on me with a bad shit. She want me, and I want G-Von, she on mine. Slimy sled season. Slimy sled, slimy sled, sled. Yeah, ho, ha. I told that bitch when I ride a bit. I told that bitch can't ride for free. Hold on. Yeah, I told that bitch can't ride with me. Back, get a Maybach, get a head with a bad bitch on slide for me. Yeah, got a little clip with a 30 round drum, I'm about to go spray for you.
Got a real pay with a carrot right round to the pool. Yeah, I told that bitch wanna ride with me. Hold on, you cannot ride for free when you slide on the beat. Gotta die for me. Put a 30-round drum to your head with a dome and a piece and a ride little piece. And I don't really give a fuck. Put a little padding on my wrist. Now I'm bust down, yeah. Bust down, padding on my wrist. I just put a bitch in the back in a Maybach. Now she wanna fuck with the kid. I don't give a shit about this. These diamonds on, yeah. I got these diamonds on. Hold on, I got these diamonds on me. Flying around town in the coupe. Woo. I don't give a fuck about a bad little bitch. She red-headed girl in the concrete. I don't give a fuck with a bitch when she riding with a shit. Man, a beat where it came from. I don't give a shit about a bitch cause she riding on my dick and she wanna get a plastic shoe. A bad little bitch wanna ride for me. I told her she can't, but she do it anyway. I don't give a fuck about a bitch like that cause she wanna ride it. Alright, enough of that. Alright guys, so that's the whole video. I will play the beat after everything. But before we go, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Make sure you like the video. If you enjoyed it at all, if you learned anything new, I hope I did teach you guys something. But as always, follow me on Instagram at QuintonBobbit. Any of the kits used and the vocal preset that I used in this video will be available at drumify.com. Top of the link in the description below. Hey, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. But that's all I got for you guys right now. I'll see you guys in the next one. So deuces.